Hi, this is Tim Blankenship with Divorce661.com, specializing in California divorce. Also, check us out on DivorceMasterRadio.com, where you can pick up this podcast as well. Today, we're talking about attorney retainers as it pertains to divorce. So if you're going to hire a divorce attorney in California for your divorce case, I want you to know how the retainer process works, because we've had clients who have retained attorneys prior to finding or learning of our service, and they did not understand how the retainer service worked, and they ended up spending a lot more money than they anticipated, or the money they had placed on retainer they thought was going to take care of their entire case, and unfortunately it didn't get them very far at all. So let's get into it. If you're going to retain an attorney for your divorce, most, if not all, divorce attorneys, and I'm going to say all, will ask for an upfront retainer fee. The retainer is to retain their services, and depending on where you are in California and what the going rate is for attorneys in your area or for that specific attorney, you're going to be looking at anywhere from $2,500 to an average of $5,000, at least in the Los Angeles area. That's what we're seeing, and it can definitely be more if you have an anticipated highly litigated case or lots of issues and they know they're going to be in court a lot. So this retainer, let's say you plop down $5,000 for a retainer, what's going to happen is that's going to go on account with the law firm. Then what happens is when they start working on your case, whether it be the attorney or the paralegal or anyone in their staff, what they do is they use a billing system to bill for the time that they spend on your case. So if the attorney's doing some work, they'll bill at their hourly rate. If the paralegal of the office is doing some work on your case, they will bill at their hourly rate. And what they generally will do is bill in 0.1 or every 6-minute increments. So if you email them, if you call them, they're billing you for every 6 minutes of time they spend on your case at their hourly rate. So you can see the money can go very quickly, especially when you consider you hired a divorce attorney. They need to open up your file. That generally takes them an hour. They need to prepare the initial documents for filing. That takes some time. So what you're looking at generally is about, if you spend $5,000, you're paying for about 12 hours at today's average hourly rate for attorneys for divorce in California. You're looking at about 12 hours of work on your case before you run out of money. Now that's the next thing I want to talk about. The retainer you pay is not the total fee for your divorce. Unless you've negotiated that this is a flat fee for your divorce, representation of your divorce, then that's a different story, but I haven't seen that happen. There's very few divorce attorneys that will work on a flat rate basis unless you have a non-contested case. But if that's the case, you're going to want to use our service for that, not a law firm, because you don't need legal advice and you don't need an attorney. But that retainer, once that money's gone and spent, you're on the hook for the remainder of money that they spend, and time and effort on your case. You're responsible for that additional money. And I'll share with you my exact experiences when I worked for a law firm. People would pay their $5,000. They would generally blow through the $5,000 in about a month. And then they don't notify the client and say, well, we've burned through your $5,000. Do you want us to keep going? Oh no. What they do is they blow through that. It extinguishes the $5,000, and they just start racking up the debt. And the next month they will get a bill for however much additional work has gone into their case, and it's usually another $5,000 or somewhere in between. And the clients are shocked to learn a lot of times that they had to come up with more money, and usually they'll just substitute out the attorney, not realizing they're going to probably spend $10,000 to $15,000 or $20,000 on their case by the time they're done. I saw a lot of that when I worked at the law firm, and people just aren't familiar. They're not reading their contracts to find out that they're on the hook for any additional billing that they do on their case. Now with our business, we still see that today. We see people coming in saying, Tim, I spent $5,000. I thought that was going to take care of my divorce. And we'll look at the case summary and see what's been done. And literally all that's been done is the initial paperwork was filed, and that's it. and nothing else was done. Maybe the attorney wrote a few letters back and forth to the other attorney, but their money was gone. And it goes fast when you're talking about attorneys charging, $300, $400, $500 per hour. The money goes very fast. So make sure you understand how retainers work. Make sure you read the contract before you sign up a retainer agreement with the attorney, and find out what their hourly rate is, because that's going to make a big difference on how far that money goes. Tim Blankenship, divorce661.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.